Age 62 can be a Social Security trap, but not for the reason most retirees think. The trap is not always filing early, and the smart move is not always waiting until 67 or 70. The real trap is filing blindly, because one wrong assumption about your health, your spouse, your taxes, your work income, or your savings can change the rest of your retirement. At 62, a door opens. For the first time, you are allowed to turn on the benefit you paid into for decades. Every paycheck and payroll tax helped build that benefit. So when that door opens, it feels natural to walk through it. It feels earned. It feels like your money is finally coming back to you. But the moment you file at 62, you are usually locking in a smaller monthly check than you would receive at full retirement age. And if you delay past full retirement age, your benefit can grow until age 70. That is why so many people are told the same simple advice: wait as long as possible. But simple advice can become dangerous when your life is not simple. Because Social Security is not just a math problem. It is a timing problem. It is a health problem. It is a household problem. It is a tax problem. It is a portfolio problem. And for many retirees, waiting blindly can be just as costly as filing blindly. So today, I want to walk you through this differently. Not with panic, not with one-size-fits-all advice, with clarity. Because the question is not, should everyone file at 62? The answer is no. The real question is, when does filing at 62 actually make sense? First, let's ground this in the numbers. Imagine your Social Security benefit as a faucet. Behind that faucet is a pipe you have been filling your entire working life. The longer you wait to turn the faucet on, the stronger the monthly flow becomes. Turn it on at 62, the flow is lighter. Wait until full retirement age, the flow is stronger. Delay until 70, the flow is stronger still. But here is the part most people do not think about. That faucet belongs to you. You paid into it, and if you wait too long to turn it on, some of that water may never reach you. There's no refund for benefits you never collected. There's no second chance to go back and use those early years. Let's say someone, we'll call him Robert, could receive about $2,238 per month if he files at 62. If he waits until full retirement age, around 67, his check might be about $3,198 per month. And if he waits until 70, it might be around $3,966 per month. At first glance, waiting looks obvious. Bigger check, better decision. But the monthly check is only one part of the story. You also have to ask how many months you're actually going to collect it. If Robert files at 62, he gets smaller checks for more years. If he waits, he gets larger checks for fewer years. At some point, those two paths cross. That is the break-even point. Using rough numbers, filing at 62 can beat waiting if Robert does not live past the late 70s or early 80s. But if Robert lives deep into his 80s or 90s, waiting can pull ahead, especially because future cost of living increases are applied to a larger starting benefit. That is why this decision is frustrating. The answer changes when life expectancy changes. It changes when inflation changes. It changes when your spouse enters the picture. It changes when you are still working. It changes when your investments fall. And it changes when taxes start showing up in places you did not expect. So do not ask which age is best. Ask which age fits my life. Now, let's walk through the 5 reasons. Filing at 62 may actually make sense. Reason number 1, your health or your family history changes the math. This is the reason people do not like to talk about, but it may be the most honest reason of all. Most Social Security advice is built around averages, average life expectancy, average retirement age, average household situation. But you are not an average. You are a real person with a real medical history, a real family history, and a real timeline. If your father passed away in his early 70s, if your mother had serious health problems before retirement, if your brothers or sisters developed major conditions early, or if you have already had a serious health event yourself, then waiting for the biggest possible monthly check may not fit your life. Waiting only works if you live long enough to benefit from the waiting. That does not mean you should make a decision out of fear. It means you should make a decision with honesty, because there is a difference between being negative and being realistic. Realism protects you. Realism says, I want the biggest check, but I also want to make sure I actually receive value from the system I paid into. For someone in excellent health with a strong family history of living into the 90s, delaying may be powerful. But for someone facing a shorter timeline, filing at 62 can be a rational choice. Not because they are giving up, because they are matching the decision to their life. Now, reason number 2 is where the spreadsheet often loses to real life. You need the money now, or your early retirement years are the years that matter most. There's no shame in this. None. Some people reach 62 and still have a mortgage. Some have medical bills. Some are helping an adult child. Some lost a job earlier than expected and cannot easily replace that income. Some plan to work until 67, but their body, their employer, or the economy had a different plan. In that situation, Social Security is not a mistake. It is a safety net. It is income you earned. It is stability when stability matters. And for others, the issue is not crisis. It is time. Retirement does not happen in one straight line. It happens in phases. There are the go-go years, when you still have energy, mobility, curiosity, and the desire to travel, visit family, fix the house, enjoy hobbies, and do the things you postponed for decades. Then come the slow-go years, when life is still good, but your body asks for more limits. And later, the no-go years, when the world often becomes smaller. So ask yourself a mature question. Is a dollar at 63 the same as a dollar at 83? On paper, maybe. In real life, not always. Money has timing value. A check that helps you stay independent, avoid debt, repair your home, travel to see grandchildren, or reduce stress in your early retirement years may be worth more to you than a larger check later, when your needs and lifestyle may be different. And this is not permission to file emotionally. It is a reminder that the spreadsheet is not your whole life. Now, reason number 3 is where many couples make their biggest mistake, because they look at one check instead of 2. Reason number 3, your spouse may be waiting on your filing decision. Many married couples make a costly mistake. The higher earner looks only at their own benefit and says, I should delay until 70 because that gives me the largest check. Sometimes that is right, but sometimes the spouse sitting next to them is the part of the strategy everyone forgot. If your spouse had lower lifetime earnings, worked part-time, stayed home to raise children, or did not qualify for a strong benefit on their own work record, they may be eligible for a spousal benefit. In many cases, that spousal benefit is based on your full retirement age benefit, not your delayed age 70 amount. But here's the catch many people miss. For a current spouse, spousal benefits usually cannot begin on your record until you file for your own retirement benefit. And if your spouse is also eligible on their own record, deemed filing rules may mean they are treated as applying for both benefits, not just one. So this is not a trick. It is a coordination issue. You may be delaying your own check to get a larger benefit later, while your spouse receives little or nothing now. When you look only at your own payment, delaying looks clean. But when you look at total household income, filing earlier may change the picture. This does not mean every higher earner should file early. It means the decision should not be made in isolation. You have to ask, what happens to both checks together? What does my spouse receive if I wait? What do they receive if I file? Will early filing reduce either payment? How does this affect survivor income later? Those questions matter. Because the wrong Social Security decision is often not the one with the smaller personal check. It is the one that ignores the household. Now, reason number 4 is the one that surprises people the most, because it is not really about your benefit at all. It is about what happens when one spouse is gone and the survivor has to live on one check. Reason number 4, a survivor benefit strategy may make filing early more logical. Imagine a married couple where one spouse has the larger benefit but also has a serious health condition, maybe heart disease, maybe cancer, maybe a condition that has changed the family's expectations. In that situation, the lower earning spouse may face a very different Social Security decision. If the lower earning spouse waits to file on their own record, they may collect nothing for several years. Then, if the higher earning spouse passes away, the surviving spouse may be able to switch to a survivor benefit if it is higher. That means waiting on the lower benefit may not always create the outcome people assume. Let's make it real. Imagine Linda. She is 62. Her own benefit now would be about $2,100 per month. If she waits until 67, it might rise to about $2,900. On paper, waiting looks better. But her husband is older, has the larger benefit, and has a serious heart condition. If Linda waits and her husband passes away before she files, she may have missed years of checks from her own benefit. But if she files at 62, she creates income during those years. Later, if her husband passes and the survivor benefit is larger, she may be able to move into that survivor benefit instead. That is not gaming the system, that is understanding the system. You do not collect both full benefits at the same time, and survivor rules can be complicated. But the big idea is simple. In some households, filing early on a smaller personal benefit can create a bridge before a larger survivor benefit becomes available. That bridge can pay bills, it can protect savings, it can reduce fear during one of the hardest seasons of life. Reason number 5 is where many retirees are caught off guard. Filing at 62 can protect your retirement plan during a bad market or a low-income tax window. Imagine you retire, stop working, and plan to live partly from your savings. Then the market drops 30%, 40%, maybe more. Suddenly, every withdrawal hurts. You still need income, but selling investments while they are down can lock in losses and damage your recovery. That is called sequence of returns risk. The danger is not just that the market falls. The danger is that the market falls right when you need to withdraw. In that moment, Social Security can become more than a monthly check. It can become a floor, a buffer, a way to reduce how much you pull from investments while they are under pressure. Filing at 62 may give your portfolio breathing room. It may allow some assets to recover. It may prevent you from selling at exactly the wrong time. For a retiree without a large cash cushion, that can matter more than chasing the highest possible Social Security check later. There is also a tax angle. Some retirees have a temporary low-income window after they stop working, but before required minimum distributions begin. During that window, Social Security may be taxed lightly, depending on total income. Later, once IRA withdrawals, pensions, investment income, or required distributions rise, more of the benefit may become taxable. This does not mean filing early is always better for taxes. Sometimes delaying and doing Roth conversions or planned withdrawals first can be smarter. But it does mean taxes belong in the conversation. The real question is not just, how much is my benefit? The better question is, how much will I actually keep? And what does this decision do to the rest of my plan? And if this breakdown is helping you see Social Security differently, subscribe to Seniors Heaven, because this channel is built for retirees who want Medicare, Social Security, taxes, and retirement rules explained without panic. Now, before anyone hears this and rushes to file at 62, we need to talk about the other side. Because age 62 really can be a trap if you ignore the warnings. Warning number 1, the reduction can be permanent. For someone whose full retirement age is 67, filing at 62 can mean about a 30% lower monthly retirement benefit. That is not a small haircut. That is the difference between a check that supports you and a check that feels tight every single month. So imagine 2 retirees. One files at 62 because they truly need the income. That may be reasonable. Another files at 62 only because they are impatient, even though they have savings, good health, and a working spouse. Same age, different situation, different risk. Warning number 2, working while claiming early can create a benefits problem. If you are under full retirement age, Social Security has an annual earnings limit. The dollar amount changes over time, so check the current figure on ssa.gov before you file. But the rule is what matters. If you earn over the limit, Social Security can withhold part of your benefit. That can create a cash flow shock if you expected a full check, and then part of it gets held back. So if you are 62, still working and planning to claim, check the earnings limit before you file. Warning number 3, taxes can surprise you. Many retirees believe Social Security is tax-free. Sometimes it is, but depending on your combined income, part of your benefit can become taxable. IRA withdrawals, pensions, interest, dividends, capital gains, and even tax-exempt interest can affect the calculation. That is why filing early without checking your full income picture can create an unpleasant surprise at tax time. The danger is not just the benefit amount. The danger is the benefit plus everything else landing on the same tax return. Warning number 4, your spouse may pay for your decision later. If you are the higher earner, your claiming age can affect the income picture after one spouse dies. A larger delayed benefit can sometimes protect a surviving spouse. So, before filing at 62, married couples need to ask not only, what do we receive now, but also, what will the survivor live on later? This is where many people get the decision wrong. They look at the next check, not the last surviving spouse. Social Security is not a decision you make only with emotion, and it is not a decision you make only with a calculator. The danger is choosing one extreme and pretending the other side does not exist. Some retirees delay out of fear, even when cash flow is breaking down. Others file the first day they can, even when they have strong health, a working spouse, and enough savings to wait. Both can be traps. Fear can push you too early. Pride can push you too late. The mature move is to slow down and make the decision visible. Put the numbers on paper. Put your spouse's number next to yours. Put your taxes next to your benefit estimate. Put your health next to your life expectancy assumption. Once everything is on the same page, the decision usually becomes less emotional and much clearer. Now bring this back to the title. Is 62 a trap? It can be. It is a trap if you file because you are scared. It is a trap if you file because a neighbor told you to. It is a trap if you file while still working and ignore the earnings limit. It is a trap if you forget your spouse. It is a trap if you assume you will not live long, but your health and family history say otherwise. But 62 can also be smart. It can be smart if your health changes the timeline. It can be smart if you need stability now. It can be smart if your spouse is waiting for a benefit. It can be smart if a survivor strategy changes the household math. It can be smart if filing protects your investments during a dangerous market window. That is why the answer is not always file now, and it is not always wait until 70. The answer is do not file blindly. Before you claim, run 5 checks. Check 1, health. Are you planning from real life or from averages? Check 2, cash flow. Do you need the income now, or are you reacting out of fear? Check 3, spouse. What happens to both checks? Not just yours. Check 4, work income. Will the earnings limit reduce the money you expected? Check 5, taxes and investments. Will claiming early protect your plan or complicate it? Those 5 checks matter more than any rule of thumb. Because Social Security is not just a number on a statement. It may pay your electric bill, medication, groceries, property tax, insurance, or travel to see family. It is personal. So if you are near 62, do not panic, but do not sleepwalk into the decision either. Open your Social Security statement. Look at your age 62, full retirement age, and age 70 estimates. Write down your expected work income. Write down your spouse's benefit. Write down your health concerns. Write down your savings and withdrawal plan. Then ask the question the right way. Not, will I get more if I wait? Usually, yes, each monthly check may be higher. Ask, will waiting actually serve my life better than filing now? That question is more mature. That question is more honest. That question protects you from the real 62 trap. Because the trap is not the age. The trap is making the decision without seeing the full picture. And once you see the full picture, 62 may not be the mistake everyone warned you about. For the right person, at the right time, with the right household, 62 may be the move that protects your retirement instead of hurting it. And if this video helped you avoid one Social Security mistake, subscribe. The next video on the screen breaks down another retirement trap seniors miss, because Social Security is only one piece of the retirement income puzzle.